Well, the cages are all back from the shop, all cleaned up. Springs, seats are lapped, valves are ground down, nice. There's all the rest of them. But before I can put it in the engine, I got to clean out all this carbon, because with these valve cages out, I can scrape the top of the pistons. Normally you can't. Normally you got to take the pistons out to scrape all the top, unless you feel like you can scrape it through the spark plug hole or something. But we got this. We got this access to the piston top, so I'm going to scrape and clean everything out. Plus, I'll show you what I'm doing here. These holes there lead into the exhaust manifold and intake manifold, full of carbon. I'm using different kind of brushes and everything. This is just a household toilet bowl brush, pulling all the carbon out of there. The first valve cage I'm going to put back in is number 5 exhaust, simply because that's the first one I grabbed when I already cleaned out the exhaust port with various different brushes, so it's nice and cleaned out. Clean out the bore by taking a rag and a wooden dowel that's a little bit smaller than that size. Soak it in toluene. I did this already just to show you what I did. So that bore is nice and cleaned out. And as hard as it was to get these valve cages out, they go right back in, because taking them out, you got all that carbon and stuff. Look at it. Even more stuff still on. Clean enough for me. Now what you do, put it back in, is it goes back in. See that? Sits right back in. You have to line it up so that the hole faces right here. Line it up so the hole faces right there. That ought to be good. Memorize how that direction on the keeper is. So when you put this back in, now I'm going to put grease on that so that the top part slides when I put the valve cage on. Oh, well, I don't know what's not going on. Well, make sure you got this, everything. The most important thing is that this doesn't turn when you're putting that cage nut back on. Now that the bore for the valve cage is cleaned out and I got the cage nut on it, I'm going to use this attachment for the shop vac that I made. This is a piece of PVC pipe. I cut it off here, and this part here I sharpened to be as sharp as a scraper, so I can go scraping along the top of the piston. And as I'm scraping, all the carbon will go in, because I cleaned out the bore for this valve cage. Now to clean off the top of the piston. Oh, I got it on the wrong end of the shop vac. That's the outer. That's good if you want to blow something. That's stupid. For comic relief, I'm going to leave that in the video. Yeah, suction is much better than... Break the top of the piston. See how black that is. Same piston. Since I've never done this before, I'm going to give a chance to take a look and see if that did anything. That piston was covered in probably 3/8 of an inch, or maybe 1/4 of an inch Now some more scraping ensues. That's the piston right there through both of those holes. I'll just keep on scraping until it looks clean. All right. My shop vac carbon scraper did a fantastic job. Look at this. All the carbon. Well, there's a little bit there. I'm gonna get. You can't really see, but when I look down inside there, I see all the carbon. Look at that. All the carbon is gone. Used to be completely like a coating of 3/8 inch thick or 1/4 inch thick of carbon. It's all gone. Sucked it right out. Nice. Now I'm going to put those 4 cages in. They're cleaned, all 4 of them. Carbon removed. After I put the valve cage in, I got it lined up so it was just right. You memorize exactly where, you hold it. You put some of this copper anti-seize grease right underneath the valve cage nut so that this, you know, I'm actually holding the valve with one hand so that it doesn't move. The last thing you want is for that valve to turn when you're tightening this nut. And if you put grease underneath the cage nut, only problem with this is you really can't see. I can't see the spring from doing this. Come on, God damn it! Did he put oversized things on? No, that's right where it was. I don't like that. Why does this not fit on there anymore? He changed these. That's good because that spins anyway. If that's what's sticking. I see exactly what direction that's pointing to. I'll put this on. Tighten it down. You're kidding me, right? Ah, for God's sake. I'm making a movie and this freaking thing is... Put another one in. I got the cage nut greased with the copper anti-seize. The hole is here. The hole is a lot smaller than the hole on this, so there's room for error. As hard as it is to get these things out, it's sure a lot easier to get them in. You just put them right in. Now I got that valve keeper aimed right to the bottom of that towel over there. Turn this with one hand, hold the spring with the other so it doesn't move. Why is the camera jiggling? Oh, that's great. Get it on nice and tight with your hand. Memorize where that thing is pointing to. The grease is underneath the cage nut so that's the only thing that turns. So the valve cage itself, oh look at that. A long way to go, look at this. No, hasn't turned at all. Right, exactly. Perfect. Let me see now. Perfect! Has not moved. Wish I had another guy to push down on this while I'm turning it. Best way to do that. We use this T thing. So I can press down on both sides. Oh. No, that doesn't get much. Oh. Press down on that side and this side together. This is a two-man job, really. One guy on each side. And the keeper, still pointing at that towel over there. Perfect. And there you have 4 valve cages. Let me see if the force is about the same on all of them. Alright. Alright. That one's a little stiffer. The 2 exhaust ones are stiffer. I wonder why that is. They're good. They'll work.